Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Designs. I am back with my plan with me and my penny pinching planner, or passionate penny pincher planner. You say that fast. Anyways, and I'm going to use, I had not pulled them out yet because I knew I had them in here. There they are. The rest of my darling little stamps, or stickers. And I think I got these at Walmart. I cannot remember. If anybody remembers, put it below because I already shared it once. I've already done one decorative with them. I'm not doing a lot. So for all of you that participated in the Bible journaling camp, it's all there. Tomorrow I'll try to get that 100 verses up by bedtime tomorrow night. I have a ton to do, and we just got back late last night from both our granddaughters' birthdays, and they had the best time. But my husband had a stomach issue halfway home, and by the time we got home, my GI tract went berserk. So we ate this phenomenal meal at a Brazilian steakhouse, and we've never been to one, and it was so much fun. And of course, I haven't eaten for almost 2 months. So we ate like there was no tomorrow. And I didn't in anywhere, I probably ate less than probably everybody at that table, but it was a lot for me. And I just ate very slowly, and I mean very slowly. And anyways, I am glad I'm going to see my GI this week because something is not good. So we're going to have to figure this out. And my husband is better by this morning, so praise God. But we think, well, number one thing we knew is it did have like a salad bar, and I went through and just picked like a tiny, like not even probably a full strawberry that had been sliced up. And pardon me, and like one stalk of asparagus, and one piece of grilled sliced zucchini and or squash, whichever one it was. And I was so careful, like one mushroom. And I mean, literally I did this. I think I had a Kalamata olive and a green olive. I mean, I was that careful when I went through. And but when we got ready to have our dinner, they had grilled meat on a stick or on a like a special rotisserie type holder for all these different kinds of meats, and I stuck to only beef. There was one thing of chicken. I ate one of the two they gave me, and I don't even think I finished the one. It was wrapped in bacon, and then I also had a tiny, because they slice it off if they can. If it's not in individual little bites, they'll slice it off onto your plate. And or you have tongs, you pick it up and then you put it on your plate. And so I ended up with a little, they had grilled pineapple. And I thought, that looks so good. And I thought, I don't know the carbs in pineapple, but I think I'm going to give it a try. And I'll just ask for a tiny sliver of it. And that's all they gave me, was a very small sliver of it, very small. And it was thin. And I ate a couple bites and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so good. And they had clearly buttered it and then put cinnamon on it. And we had thought the cinnamon was the sweetness enhancer. And then after I was through almost all of it but one bite, one of the ladies that worked there said, they coat that in brown sugar. And I said, what? She goes, well, they coat it and then they grill it, so maybe it all melts off. So I'm not sure if that was the issue, because we're not used to sugar and carbs. And then the other thing was, I looked at my husband today and said, they had to have had gluten in something, either gluten spices or there was gluten something that we ate. And, or it was that one little piece of bacon that wrapped that chicken. I don't know, but we didn't eat pork. We didn't eat lamb. We didn't eat, anything other than, that I had that one little partial thing of, and it was small, of chicken wrapped, and then that was it. I mean, I stuck to beef, but I don't know, my husband just looked at me on the way home and I was like, oh no. And then we got home and I was good. And then all of a sudden I wasn't good. And so that was the only Debbie Downer. But I think what's happened is my GI tract is hypersensitive. I think his is too. I think we both got sick over 2 months ago. And then it's just inflamed. The GI tract is inflamed. So I'm sure they're going to want to put me back on medicine, and I really don't want to. So we're just going to have to see what we can do to calm it down. And it may be even something like Carafate, which I cannot stand. Carafate's like this really heavy, chalky liquid stuff you drink, and then you have a brick in your stomach. It's literally clay. And my sister and I were just talking about this here this last week, and I don't know, but anyways, we've learned a lot. But the main thing was the girls had a great time. Pardon me. We finally have gone to a Brazilian steakhouse. That was fun. We enjoyed being with everyone, and our son-in-law's family was there as well, from out of state, and some is in Texas and now, and then the rest are from out of state. And so it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of people, pardon me, and our granddaughters were clearly just running on pure adrenaline. They couldn't sleep the night before. They couldn't, take a nap the day of. They even literally scheduled the party with a 2-hour break, and they were going to drive around, let the girls go to sleep, and they never went to sleep. And then finally, my oldest granddaughter looked at me. She goes, I just want to go home. She's 4 years old. And I was like, I get it. I'm so sorry. She goes, I just want to go home, Amy Chris. And I was like, just let your mommy finish her dessert, and then y'all are going to go. And we literally walked out the door at the time my husband said we had to go. Pardon me. And I'm going to get a sip of my Topo Chico. I'm drinking lots of Topo Chico. So if I'm gurgly, forgive me. But she really was exhausted. And I'm sure those girls, it was a long way drive home back out to their property. And I'm sure those girls were out cold. If the parents and the adults were quiet, because everybody gets to talking. But they had the best birthday, and they had lots of friends, and we were at a play thing first, and they had the best time and had pizza, and they had pizza, they had cupcakes, they had all kinds of fun stuff. So they really, really, really enjoyed their time together and had fun, and it was just very sweet. And I got a napkin for each theme for each girl, and then one of them got kind of used and wadded up, but it wasn't like bad used on the way home. So I'm like trying to flatten it out so that I can put it in my album for the girls. But anyways, it was a lovely, lovely time. So if I sound funny, my voice sounds funny because I'm totally exhausted. I was awake from 4:30 to 6:30. And then my husband woke up at 6:45 to run to the gentleman's room. And I had just fallen asleep. So I was then awake. I don't know if I ever went back to sleep. And then we had somebody coming by to borrow the trailer. And anyways, so our daughter got up and went to church in the city. And we we were just, it was like, I just looked at my husband. He goes, man, because he wanted to go. At one point he said, well, let's go drive over and see the churches, in a town over. And I was like, I can't go. And so anyways, and I just, woke up and I told him, I just like, I've got stomach cramps and a burning tummy. And I said, I haven't had that in a long time. And it's not like the ulcer tummy. This is something different. And he just said, oh my gosh. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm going to drink my Topos and stay with that for a little while. And then I'll see what I can get down. So probably back to my keto chow pudding, and then because I've got one made I've got it with coconut milk, and that's usually pretty good. And then that's how I make all of them. They're like a custard, and so you get nutrition and electrolytes and all of that. And I tried a little coffee with electrolytes, and that was probably not a good idea. I know you're probably thinking, why in the world would you try that? Because I got to get the electrolytes down. It's the only way I can get them down. And because I woke up with all kinds of like muscle cramping. So I want to say thank you to everybody who sent the sweetest messages about that. I want to say thank you, thank you. Or I'm saying thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, we watched church online. It was a phenomenal one with Charles Stanley, and it was it got uploaded today, which is Sunday, on YouTube, and it was about Thanksgiving. So if you get a chance to see this Sunday's, took copious notes, this Sunday's sermon, please watch Charles Stanley on that. It was so good, and having an attitude of gratitude and Thanksgiving. So I'm sounding like I'm complaining. I'm sorry. I'm very thankful that it could have been so much worse on the way home, because it was over 2 hours. It was more than 2 hour drive because it was on the other side. And so of the whole two towns that fit together, and it was just like, oh my goodness. And my poor husband, I had taken an ice chest. He was like, bring an ice chest of food. We're not eating. We knew we'd eat at the steakhouse, but we thought we were going to a steakhouse. And anyways, but it was a very fun time with the girls, a lovely time seeing our son-in-law's family. And then, of course, our son and daughter-in-law were there. Our youngest was not. She had a previous engagement, and we understood. And of course, our daughter and son-in-law had a good time. That was their girls, and so they loved it. But those little girls were so precious. And when we got there, the youngest comes running up, and she doesn't normally, she comes up, but then she kept coming up the whole time coming over and wanting me to hold her, play. It was like a jungle gym with balls and tunnels and all this stuff. And you take your shoes off, and with my knees, I can't do that. But they had a little bead thing table close by. And so I would go there, and then I would, she got a little, her birthday theme was Paw Patrol, and our oldest granddaughter was Dr. McStuffins. And so she got a little helicopter with her Sky. And so I put the helicopter right there, and I acted like the beads on the winding part were going into the helicopter. And she was just like, again, again. And it was like, okay. But, of course, I had to talk about, is the bead round? Is the bead square? Is the bead pink? Is the bead red? Is the bead, and then find me the other red beads. And, she was just like, more. So those poor little girls. And my oldest granddaughter, I gave them both books and toys and some clothes, some like jammies and stuff for their things, and some puzzles. I'm such a teacher. And then I gave them a box of art supplies that I had bought when we were going out every week, and they're just wasting here. So I sent them, and my oldest granddaughter looked at me like, what do you mean? And she started to pull it out like we were going to do a project, and on white tablecloths, cloth tablecloths. And her other grandmother said, no, that's for later. And I said, and I looked at her and I said, yeah, baby. I said, this is for you to go home and do. And you each have, just enough of the wooden little animals to paint, the things that I had given them. And she just looked at me like, you mean it's just for us? Like, my house, you're not going to come? And makes me want to cry now. But they're not in grad school anymore, so they don't need us to come out weekly. And when she looked at us, when she looked at me and she said it, I was just like, oh gosh. And I said, it's okay, because you've got all these fun colors, and you've got markers and pens and pencils and paintbrushes and all, everything I had put in the basket, and the construction paper and cream paper, manila paper, and stickers, and and she just kind of looked at me like, wait a minute, hold on. And it made me realize that she wanted to be with, and she does, she wants to be with us, and I get it. And when we would go out, I would do lessons, and I would work with them and read books, and all these things. So I told her, I said, okay, so here's the gig. Isn't this a long chat? Sorry, didn't you want to hear this? You can fast forward to whatever when you get to the plan with me. But I told her, I said, here's the deal. So I'm giving you 5 books about Dr. McStuffins. So you have to read all 5 books. Tell me what they're about. Call me. And then at Christmas, I'm going to give you my very favorite book when I was a little girl. And I've already special ordered it. I have it at my house. And if you want that book, and it is really good, you have to read all these books and tell me what they're about. And she was like, and she likes to read books, but they're golden books, so they're longer. And I said, it's important. And I said, because when you get the book that I love, I cannot wait to give it to you in person and read it to you. And she was like, okay. And of course, I gave the baby 4 books. 2 of them were the sound books. Like I said, her thing was Paw Patrol. So I gave her Paw Patrol sound, where it has all the talking buttons and everything. And then I gave her the Christian children sing along where it has all the buttons. And then I gave her 2 I Love You. And one of them was all about bears, and we call her Snuggly Bear. So it was a bear who's being loved. And do you know that I love you kind of book? And then there was another one had little otters on it. It was something about love too. And anyways, and of course I read them and wrote in every single book. And anyways, but then, and you're wondering, well, did you give them anything for Thanksgiving? I gave them the Berenstein Thanksgiving. It was a gratitude book. And then and they had a little bag of Thanksgiving art projects. I know, I'm an art project girl. And then they had a big bag of Christmas art projects, which I love Thanksgiving. It is my favorite holiday. Christmas, I love Christmas. Of course, we celebrate Jesus' birth and Hanukkah and all of that. But to me, Thanksgiving is, forever it wasn't commercialized. We didn't have Black Friday. So that's why it was my favorite book and favorite holiday. And we were thanking God. And so that was huge to me. Even on, when we lost babies, it was huge. And I remember that being a really healing holiday for my heart. And I would always ask, share your hardest thing and your best thing, what you're most grateful for. And so anyways, because I wanted people to see the tie that we praise God in the good and the bad. And so anyways, but I gave them each that. And then they also have for Christmas, they have a board book that is a pop-up book on the first Christmas of Jesus's birth. And the last one you pop up and Jesus is in the manger. And it was so sweet. But it was a great book. I found them both on Amazon, I think. Oh no, I found the Berenstein at Hobby Lobby and the other at Amazon. But, it's important that we understand, the need for gratitude and Thanksgiving. And we will be gone camping, Lord willing, the creek don't rise. And we have to look at the weather because it's going to rain the whole time. I'm not sure if my husband will be willing to do that, but we will see. And because this is the first time to take the big RV out, and it is huge. I think it's 38 feet long. It's just huge. So I can tell he's nervous. But if not, we'll just drive up and do what we're going to do anyways and enjoy the day. But anyways, so it's great. Everybody has things they're doing. Everybody has, family they're visiting. And we will see her son and daughter-in-law before. And spend some one-on-one time with them. And of course we'll have our youngest. But it is a great time. And I'm always so grateful for Thanksgiving. And I'm excited. Our Thanksgiving dinner will be lobster. We used to always take our kids camping for Thanksgiving, and I would do pasta. And when we lived in the Northeast, we learned to go into the grocery stores. And those of you from the Northeast, you know what I'm talking about, and get steamed lobster. And then I would take that little bit of lobster and we would spread it throughout the whole family, and I would put it on pasta and either put broccoli or something in it. And of course, we don't eat pasta, but we will eat I think it's I forgot what the name of it is, but it's oh goodness, like healthy noodles or something like that. And it is I want to think it was a mushroom pasta, but it's not. I think it's a konjac root pasta. And so low, no carb, and I think there's a little bit of carbs, but not much. And so my husband and I will have that with lobster, and I will put broccoli in his. He likes broccoli. I can't do broccoli at all anymore. It does not like my GI tract, or my GI tract does not like it. And then our youngest daughter will bring her own pasta, and then we'll add all the other to it with butter and Parmesan, and we'll just remember days gone by, and it'll be yummy. And then we'll do our thing and come home. So I'm excited. If you guys are doing some special trip or going some special place, or you're having special company, leave it below. Just, and if you're not, what are you going to do? What are your plans? Is that like a day you're going to take a break and rest? Or some of you may be working. My sister being a hospital worker, her Christmas is now completely undone because she will have to work. It's just kind of what it is. And I don't care if this shows through. I just want to kind of cover the writing, I think. And I'm good with that up here. I'm almost through this year's planner. I'm totally good with it. And I've not used these. My husband is wanting to do some things this next year. So I may be changing how I use next year's planner. And I think I just tore that, and that's silly me. But I can still work it out. Anyways, but we are trying to figure out some things. He is, he was wanting to stay at his company till he retired, but the company we don't know. We just don't know. There's just been so much upheaval, and it's just kind of silly. And I mean, what can you say? You try your best, and you pray that it's blessed, and then you let the Lord take care of the rest. And it was a great song by Keith Green. That was that. And that's real. I mean, sometimes we just really need to be real about what's going on, what we participate in, what we don't. And, he knows what he can and cannot do. And I totally get it. In all essence, I'm retired. All of his buddies are retired, so I get it. I mean, not everybody is retired, but he definitely, and if he does finish out his career, maybe somewhere else, and that's okay. And we both are kind of in that place of, are we going to stay here? Are we going to move on? I thought that was a single layer. Doggone it. I did that twice. Sorry, guys. I'm trying not to put a double layer there, and I did it. It's okay. I can save it. I promise. I can save it. Because this is a double layer. I don't want it to stack up. So that's okay. I'm just going to put that there, and I think that'll be pretty. And then I can put a single layer up here and fix my boo-boo. But anyway, so it's, it's a different time right now, and I've known that things are getting ready to change for us. I've known it for a bit of time, but what that means, I don't know. And how God's going to do that in our lives, I have no clue. And I'm not going to say, oh, I just feel no concern whatsoever. I do feel some, but I know that whatever it is, God has a plan. And that part we're just going to trust. So I kind of want to come here. So since this is on this side, it'll hit here. I'll come on this side. I could go here. Yeah, why not? Maybe I'll just do that. No. I'm going to come here. It's a lot over here, but that's okay. It'll all balance out. So, all right. And then I got my little cute list makers, and this is from DEK. These are, regular stir stamps, and this is from DEK. And so I have got to make, lists today. So I'm going to put her here. And then I need to revamp lists on Wednesday. And Wednesday we'll be working on the camper if it's all good to go. And then Thursday we'll be leaving. So it's pretty good. I think we're going to travel Thursday morning. I think Wednesday would be crazy. And I think that's the smarter idea. So I'm sure Wednesday I will be doing lots and lots of prepping, smoking food, loading the camper. I've got to go in, clean, and organize it. I've got a box I just got from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to share with you guys a haul, 2 different Hobby Lobby hauls, and then one in person, one with my daughter in a cell phone and a video, and then one with what was ordered online. And then I got to get all that stuff ready and prepped and in the camper. And so I'm super excited. I'm super, super, super excited. So, all right, guys, talk about keeping it simple. Talk about talking a lot. But it was just precious. You know, when your grandchildren are preschoolers, it's the sweetest birthday ever. It just is. And we're just so blessed and we're so thankful and we're so grateful that we got to be there. And last year we couldn't go because we had been so sick with COVID and it was outside and it was like 40 degrees that day and very, very windy. As a matter of fact, we thanked our son-in-law's sister and fiance for being there and catching everything as everything blew because we couldn't have been there at all. We were still on huffers and trying to get our lungs clear from that summer. So we had, the C virus. And so it was really tough. And anyways, and I'd had it multiple times and my husband had it twice. So it was kind of like, oh, it's horrible. And all in one summer, plus the stomach flu and food poisoning. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So, but we're so glad that that's behind us. We're so glad. And this that's going on with us now, I think it just needs a gastro's input at this point. I think we need that kind of an option to help us and just get over it. Just get over it. It's not a big deal. So, all right, friends, I hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed being with you, and we do praise God in the good and the bad, and we praise God for these beautiful grandchildren that so bless our hearts. That youngest one just kept coming to me. The oldest one was old enough to know that her time was short on that playground, that indoor playground. She had the best time, but she kept coming over and saying hi. And then at the very end, she got an extra cupcake, went and sat in the back, and she's like, Mimi, Chris, come sit with me. And they were toddler chairs, and I couldn't sit on them because of my knee. And I've been standing for 2 hours. I know I'm going to get fussed at, but yeah, I can't do that. By last night, my right leg was huge. It still is completely swollen badly. But the little one just kept running over and running over and running over. And then when we sat down to eat, she was the one that was sat by me first. Across the table was the other one. And then they flipped in the middle. And then the little one came and sat in my lap while the older one was beside me. And it just, what grandparent doesn't love that? You love those girls, you love them. And we love them. And they're just precious. And we count it all good and just wonderful and beautiful. And and knowing that they are such blessings. So as we go into our Thanksgiving week, we praise God for the good and the bad. We praise him for this slowdown, for this needing to attend to things, GI issue. We thank him for getting us there and back safely yesterday. That was 4 hours of driving and almost 4.5. And then we thank him for being able to be with family and friends. And then what we'll have coming up this week and the projects. My husband and daughter were out working on the mini house, and everybody's working on projects. And my goal today and tomorrow is I have to take care of something for the state, and I may have to drive into the city. I put on, you're probably looking at my fingernails and going, oh, that's different. These are the Walmart press-on fingernails, because I knew if my son-in-law's family was there, the women would have all their nails done, and mine are not looking great. So I tried these, and they're just the sticky ones, not the glue ones, and they're coming off today because they're uncomfortable. But my husband commented, he said, if you want to go get your nails done, you can get your nails done. And I said, really? And he said, you can go get your nails done. And I said, okay. So you just have to plan for it. We have to budget for it. And I said, okay. So I will go. I'd like to get them done before we go on our trip, but I may not. I may wait till we come back and just try to put some polish on myself. But I think I'm going to get them good and dipped and get them in the bright red sparkly polish I wear at Christmas. And then I wear that all the way through February, and then I go back to the kind of the nudes and the pinks and stuff like that. So I'm excited. I think it was so fun, but I wanted to share with you guys, if you have I literally put these on in the car as we drove over, and my sister was laughing at me going, you're going to look down, there's going to be one on the ground. And so I told her, I said, that's why I'm taking it comes in a little box from Walmart. They were like $6 and some change. And, but they held up. So if you got a quick event and you're like, my nails aren't looking good, I don't have time to do them, I literally did this in like 10 minutes. It was over. and I didn't file the top of my nail. If you're wondering, I didn't do that. Cleaned with the alcohol, pulled the backing off the sticker and stuck them down. Now, I did notice like some of these are like, they're not down super good. They're not going to last. And I don't think, because they are kind of loose, they're not as sanitary. So I don't think they're great for all the time. But I think if you've got a one night deal or a special event and you're like, I need something, make sure you put a backup in your purse. But mine did not come off, not even one time. And the one that's kind of loose, I can't pull it off. I'm going to have to soak them off. So anyways, and I guess you soak them off in hot soapy water. And then you take the little orange stick, little wooden stick, and then you just work them off like you do the other ones. And then you take all the glue off, and then you clean your nails if you want to keep them or reuse them. I don't think I'll reuse them, but I might like pass them on to my daughter, my youngest daughter. I don't know. But I think they're really pretty color. And I do love this color, but that will be my spring, summer. I tend to not. When it comes to right about, I used to do Thanksgiving, but I don't now. I don't want red sparkly, but I do want that for Christmas and then all the way through to Valentine's. And then I'll just go back to my nudes again, and that's okay. So, but this was fun. This was totally worth it. And they all came with their nails done, even my oldest daughter. And I was like, so grateful I did my nails. And Wally World pulled it through in a clinch. So, all right, friends, I hope you've enjoyed this. Lots of chatter, lots of info maybe you didn't want. I'm sorry. Inexpensive. This has cost me $1.30 to do. I mean, these were pennies, and then the rest, I think it was $1.07 at Walmart. So yeah, I mean, they used to be 97 cents and they're up to $1.07. So, and I have that subscription, so I may have gotten some money off of it. I never know. I always get money back. So I have the subscription to Walmart, and I highly recommend it. But start it either with the month to month or start it with the big discount. Like I think I got ours for $40, and I think it's $90 or something a year. So we're seeing if we use it. They have free delivery. I don't think you have limits on what you order. So it really makes it nice. Like if you forget 3 items, you can literally get same day service for us, at least same day delivery. I try not to abuse it, but the only problem, is if you want to add to your order, if it's past a certain time, then you have to create a second order, and they have to send out a second driver. And I always feel badly. That's happened, I think, once, and I felt really badly about it. And the gentleman was so nice. He was a Christian. He was like, no, it's good for me. And I said, okay. I said, well, I don't want to be a burden. And he was like, no, I appreciate it. I said, okay. Then I feel okay about that. But I feel bad for the people who have to pack it and that kind of a thing. So, all right, friends, have a wonderful Thanksgiving week. What are your plans? Leave them below. If you don't have plans, what will you be doing? Will you be working? Will you be staying at home, resting and just praising God on your own, having a dinner for yourself? Or will you be serving at a nursing home, which is what we did for so many years, and I loved that. I wanted to go back this year, but my husband wanted to go out of town, and I said, okay. And then, or will you be serving in a nursing home, or will you be maybe just, you have projects like at our house. If we end up not taking the camper, we will go up for the day, come back, probably rest half the day, and then my husband and daughter will finish the project out back. So, or not finish it, but get further along, because what they've done is they've almost finished the bedroom. I think they're going to finish the bedroom flooring today. They've painted, they've rebuilt furniture, they've gotten everything, I think, almost loaded in that area. And then they will move probably to the living room next, and they will have to paint that, floor it, refloor it, and then they have a second bedroom to do the same. And then the bathroom, I told my husband there had been water damage when it had been used before, and so a lot of the floor had to be reinforced and redone. And and what it is, it's a park model with 2 slide outs, so it's a good size unit. And we had bought it, initially for our son and daughter-in-law to use. And then they bought a house. But there had been a leak, and so it caused some damage. So they're redoing all of it. And my husband, he didn't want to do the flooring until after it was so hot. It was so hot this last summer, but now it's getting damp and cold. And I told him, I said, you got to hit it now because it's going to get colder and damper, more damp. And anyway, so I'm hoping they will get the bathroom off the master. It has 2 bathrooms, one with a shower. And I said, you have to get that bathroom done because I already told our daughter, sorry, I've got the hiccups now, took a sip of that drink. If you don't, then when one of your friends is over and you're not paying attention, they're going to use that bathroom and fall through the floor. And she looked at me and she goes, yeah, that could happen. I said, yes, that's why I keep saying you've got to reinforce that. So, because she doesn't even weigh 100 pounds. And so I told my husband, I said, you have to reinforce that because what's going to happen is somebody's going to fall through. And we just can never take that chance. And he was like, you're right. You're right. We lived in a rental house that my bathroom, the kids and I shared a bathroom. My husband had a bathroom. And because the master bathroom was really small. And anyways, and the kids were little, so I kind of got the bigger bathroom. But the flooring had been damaged so much you could see light through it. And finally we got the builder to get out there and fix that because I was really afraid I'd fall through. And, you could feel it give every time you walked on it. So anyways, yeah. So I think mommy's going to win on that one. So I don't know. But if we don't stay, we'll come back and they'll probably work on that. So, but I have projects. I'm cleaning out the closet. My closet this Monday and Tuesday. I'm taking care of food prep, planning. I'm taking care of continue to organize and clean and put away and prepare to move all this stuff in when she moves her stuff out. And then I'm also preparing opening a business. So again, and reopening. And it may be a slow start and a soft opening for the end of the year, but we'll see. I'm really going to spend my time during Thanksgiving kind of praying about it, thinking about it. They'll be gone working on projects, so I'll be able to kind of have some downtime by myself. I have a big project for the estate. Something went really wrong on something, so I have to figure out what happened and we have to fix it immediately. And then we have something with a partnership that we had no clue what was happening. And yeah, and we have logistic issues. And so anyways, but that will be the week we come back from Thanksgiving. We'll attend to the partnership, get that done. And then this week, I'm hoping to get the estate stuff done. But the estate stuff may take me driving in either to a different county or driving to the state capitol. We'll have to see. But looks like there was some mischief going on. And yes, and so I have that phone call this week as well. While everybody's off on their projects, I can pull everything out and just focus on it. So please keep me in your prayers for that. I learn a lot of skills every time those things happen. So I'm very grateful for learning the skills. I just don't like the mishigosh. So anyways, yeah, and there was some mischief making that we can see. I can see that now. And I think that's what the state is seeing. So it's just kind of like, oh gosh, this has got to close. But my husband and I both agreed. And because he's a CPA and my sister is co-exec, we just both said, I just said, we're closing it end of this year. And then everybody has to do everything on their own. And she said, that's totally fine. I said, okay, I've kept it open long enough to make it easy on everybody else, but it is extremely hard on us and we don't get paid for this. And so, and I even told her, I said, I've already spent 40 hours on this alone and I haven't even begun to dig in. And I said, because now it's a whole different level. And she was just like, okay, yeah, no, of course, yes, whatever you want to do. I was like, okay. I mean, and I wasn't like saying that, I don't care what you think. I was saying like, this is it, okay? And she was like, of course. So very sweet, very sweet. All right, friends, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Stop, be grateful, be thankful. Go watch that Charles Stanley that was posted today, November 19th on YouTube about Thanksgiving. It is worth it. Be sure you have notepad and pencil and take notes and look at the scripture and have your Bible open and highlight and even journal it in if you want to, because it is worth I mean, I'm really thinking that even within my little note taking here, I am going to clip all of this. So I am literally going to just keep this clipped on Thanksgiving so it will help me focus. Oh, I have 3.5 pages of notes, but I do space them out so I can just go back in and write notes for myself. So, and if you wonder, why is it one way, why is it another? I'm right-handed. So the book goes like this. So I've already gone this way, all on the right side. And then I just came over here, turned it upside down, and then I began and I worked the other way on the right side. So that is a Diane Reevely trick, and because she's left-handed, but it works for righties too. So I love this. And I'm almost done. The book is almost finished. I only have a little bit left. And then I start with a new one, but I have loved this one. It's part of one of my favorite verse sections in the Bible. So, and I needed this after the loss of my parents and all I had to do. And it's Proverbs 3:5. This was invaluable. So, but go see that Dr. Charles Stanley on YouTube. All right, friends. I pray your day's blessed, creative, and lovely. Like, subscribe, share this with anyone. Please leave your comments below. Tell me what's going on for you and your family with Thanksgiving. And just know that you will be very much prayed for that day and throughout the whole week, because every day, 11:45, I pray for you guys. I have a literal alarm set, and it says prayers for ladies. So, and prayers for channel. So in case we have any guys out there, occasionally we get some guys. So, all right, guys, I'll be talking to y'all soon. Have a great day and a wonderful time at Thanksgiving and gratitude. I'll talk to you soon. Love y'all. Bye.